Hey, what's going on, guys? We're gonna have a face video today with Patrick Lee, obviously the creator of the Patley cards, and really excited to just kind of pick your brain, Patrick, and just be able to share with the community your love for MLW combined with this great, combination with Kyle that you were able to do with. So, just a little bit about you. So, where are you from? What do you do? And what did you do before you found MLW?
Yeah, I mean, hey man, first of all, very excited to be talking with you. Nickens, the man, the myth, the legend. One of my favorite MLW content creators out there.
Thank you much.
Yeah, just really excited to be speaking with you. So yeah, I mean, a little bit about myself. My name's Patrick, not Patley. Uh, I'm a recent college graduate. I graduated from the University of Illinois just this past spring. Funny enough, I'm not anything I didn't major or anything related to card making, design, or manufacturing, anything like that. I was an accounting major. Yeah, I mean that's about it about myself. I mean,
Yeah. So, how did you find MLW during the midst of this? I know personally, I found it COVID. Had nothing to do during COVID, no sports, and I found it. So, how did you find MLW?
dude, me too. I remember this was when they told everybody at school I was living on campus to go home when COVID kind of first started and quarantine kind of kicked in. And of course, like everybody else, I'm just kind of sitting at home. I can't go anywhere. I can't even, my favorite sport is basketball, but in the area, they just took down all the hoops
Wow.
in my neighborhood. Yeah, they just took down all the rims. So we couldn't even go out and play basketball. But yeah, I felt so lucky when I just randomly stumbled across this. I'm just like, what is MLW like? And it looks like a bunch of kids playing and whatnot, with kids playing wiffle ball, and I just one thing led to another. I clicked on that video, and I was just really blown away by the production quality and the editing and the amount of effort that Kyle put into his videos. So that's kind of how I got into MLW, and from there I just kind of got sucked into it and fell in love with it.
Yeah. So, do you currently play in any wiffle leagues now, or do you what is your favorite team in MLW right now? So, kind of two questions.
I don't play in a wiffle league. The first time I played wiffle ball was after I saw MLW, and I was like, that looks fun. I'm gonna go out and try it, and I really suck. I'm not very good at it. But it's really fun. I mean, I really enjoy playing it, but I'm not anywhere near the level of the guys in the league for sure.
Same here, honestly. Same here.
Yeah. What was your second question?
What is your favorite team or favorite
Oh,
player? I know it's hard to pick a favorite team because I really like everybody.
it
But
really is. Yeah. Just love all the guys in the league, and just their personalities are so different, and their play styles are also just really there's so much variety. So I really love that. In terms of favorite players, I think I have two. One is Nick Saylor. Man, his his moonshots are just crazy. I
yeah.
just love seeing how big his swing is. Every time he swings, he's going for the fences. Really like that. And the second one is actually pretty I don't think too many people would think of this player as their absolute favorite, but it's Brendan Davenport.
BDZ.
Yeah, I think he's really underrated as a pitcher. Um, at the moment, I totally get he's behind Robles, he's behind Coughlin, and they also have Irwin on the team. Really difficult to kind of get into the rotation, but I think with a lot more reps and just an opportunity, he can be a crazy pitcher. That's for sure. So
I like
yeah,
his wind up. His wind up is really cool. I don't know
it
how he did
is.
this
Yeah,
little
it is. It
it's
is.
so fun. Yeah, absolutely. So getting more into like card making and stuff. So where did that all like first start taking place in your mind?
Man, it was around the same time as when COVID kind of started. You know, if you know anything about the trading card industry and just kind of that community, trading cards also really blew up during COVID because people were looking for things to do. You know, they just kind of got back into collecting. For me, I used to collect when I was a kid. Um, and I asked my dad like, "Hey, do we have like where are my old like basketball cards that I used to collect?" And he got and dug them out of the attic, and I just fell in love with that again.
Mm-hmm.
So with that plus the whole like me getting into MLW at the time, kind of collided. I remember one day I just kind of thought like, hey, what if MLW had cards? And I just fired up the old Photoshop, and I just made like a prototype. It just kind of went to work.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of how it started. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting because I feel like the same way. Like it's not something I ever had on my radar. Like growing up as a kid, like I can remember going and like, oh, I got to get my football cards. I got to get some Pokemon cards. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I have tins like full of just cards, and then I have left for like 10 years, and then I recently when COVID hit, there's another thing to start watching was just pack openings. Like you would just
Yeah, that's so
consume
true.
pack openings.
Mm.
Something was kind of just like nostalgia, hit that nostalgia bone. Same thing with MLW. It kind of hits that nostalgia where you would just go out with the neighborhood with the guys and just start playing wiffle ball or
Yeah, for
playing
sure.
basketball.
Yeah, it's like those summer memories, just kind of lingering.
Yeah. So when in terms of like how that got brought up to Kyle, what was the whole process of say like, hey, I'm thinking about making these graphic design cards. Like, how do I get the means to produce it? Like, who do I go to, or how do I do it all myself? Would Kyle be even interested in these cards? So what was that whole like from the start of like I really want to design stuff to now what do I do with this?
Um, so I first got into designing cards when, I kind of realized, hey man, like, trading cards are really expensive right now. I can't afford to drop, 300, $400, even more than that on just like a pack of cards or anything. This is ridiculous. So it first started out with me, designing like a custom card for myself. I'm a big believer in collecting what you enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case and I'm not caring about money, then I can make a card of my favorite player, my favorite basketball player, and I'll still enjoy it because he's my favorite player.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I got into designing cards in general. And then, as I said, like it kind of leaked into MLW, and kind of started like a snowball effect almost. Um, so yeah, in terms of reaching out to Kyle, I just kind of did it on a whim. I just grabbed a bunch of photos from the MLW Instagram account, cropped it out, whatever. Just kind of got everything else out of the way, and made a couple of prototypes. Just sent them over and asked them, hey, like, would you be interested in having like a MLW trading card line? And from there, like we had escalating like talks and like negotiations. Um, in terms of the whole process of making cards, it's mostly me.
Mm-hmm.
I do like to have full like creative control because I really enjoy the design aspect. There's a lot of trial and error for sure. Um, but yeah, like I want to be able to express my creativity through this project and just kind of the work that I put into it. Um, Kyle or whoever else has been working on the MLW end is more into fact checking, like making sure that the statistics are right on the backs, and making sure that like information is accurate, and things like that really. But yeah, like I'm also in charge of actually producing the cards. Yeah, I'm like my own separate entity from
Mm-hmm.
MLW technically.
So are you kind of like contracted out in that sense? So you're not like, I know MLW just recently become like MLW LLC. So are you like contracted out through the company, or are you just kind of like, hey, I'm gonna do this, and we kind of go side to side about how to make this work together?
So I'm not 100% sure what you mean by contract, but it's not exactly a sponsorship.
Okay.
It's more of a licensing deal.
Okay.
So the contract in question just gives me permission to use MLW's logos and players and the player images and likenesses.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's kind of like the only like defining legal aspect that should kind of
Yeah.
That's.
I was asking if like you had become an employee. Like, so this is funny. So when I'm a moderator on the MLW Discord, and
Right.
so technically now that the MLW Discord is the official MLW Discord, we are employees of MLW.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like technically, but like not. Obviously, we're unpaid, and it's not a real job being a moderator.
Yeah.
It like kind of is, but not. But like, I obviously am on the Patreon, so if like people have been asking me, hey Michael, why don't you say what's on the Patreon? Like, tell what is Drew's Moxie draft list? And I said I can't do that. I will absolutely get rained fire down upon me from Kyle for leaking stuff that is supposed to be paid. It's like I can't do that.
Of course.
So I was just wondering like if there was any type of that. So you are kind of like so it's NIL kind of deal. So where you get the players' likenesses and you get to use that licensing agreement and then putting that on the cards, and then you make the cards and then kind of you ship them out yourself, but it's bought through the MLW merchandise website kind of deal.
Yes, that's correct. So
Cool.
I'm not an employee of MLW, but I do work with MLW. Yeah.
Makes sense. So how do you print the cards? Is it like individual cards that you make from scratch? Are you making big sheets like at Office Depot, cutting them out? So how does it go from the idea on the computer to now the pack that I have in my hand?
Oh, you got them. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I got them, man.
That's amazing. I'm
Yeah.
so glad. I'm so glad that
They look so good. I cannot wait to open them. I'm very excited.
you,
They
thank
look
you.
so good.
So in terms of production, I'm not gonna go too much into detail. But yeah, printing is a bit of a hassle. I looked into a bunch of different printing services,
Mhm.
and the prices are just like horrible. Like it's been tough, just kind of trying to source a manufacturing deal or like a production deal.
Yeah.
Some of the cards I make by hand. It's kind of like making like a own custom card, except times 100.
Yeah.
So yeah, all of the aces card. Oh, if you take a look at the checklist,
Yes.
which is on the Patley Cards Instagram account, actually.
Go follow.
Yeah, go follow it. The power hitters, the aces cards, and all of the autograph cards are made by hand.
Wow.
So yeah, the print runs for those are actually very low. There's only 10 of each. Yeah,
Dang.
So, yeah, they're not numbered, but I mean, if you want to slap a name onto it, consider them a case hit, if anything.
Yeah, you could. I guess whoever finds it first can be the number 1 out of 10 or something.
Yeah, I'm excited to see like the people who actually get those cards, see what their reactions are and what they think of them. Honestly.
Yeah. Are you telling me you didn't stack all my cards here to have all autographs?
Honestly, I have no idea what you have because there's so many orders, packing them and everything. It just kind of gets lost in the mix. I mean, good luck. I hope you get. The Nick Saylor power hitter.
Yeah.
The Kyle Schultz autograph, and just the Ryan Crash ace.
Oh yeah, dude.
That'd be great. But
I gotta send them to PSA too. I gotta get them. Gotta have the first 10 out of 10 autograph Kyle Schultz ever.
That's hilarious. I actually don't know what PSA would say if you sent that into them. They'd just kind of be like, "What is this?" Right?
I don't know because it's not like. It is a card technically. I don't know if they're like unknown. Maybe that's
Yeah,
another thing to contact them about. So who knows?
that's for
Uh,
sure. Yeah.
is there anything else that you would like to talk about in terms of production or graphic design wise? What is there? Anything else like that?
All I gotta say is there's a lot of trial and error to it.
Hmm.
I've tried a couple of different applications for kind of on the design aspects, and there are pros and cons for all of those other all of the apps. And production side, yeah, it's a bit difficult. The print run of this first inaugural set is actually very low,
Hmm.
because it was all done, by one person. I don't have the capabilities of a of a company like Panini or Topps that have hundreds of employees. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think that's about it actually. It's a very intimate and small scale production.
Yeah, it looks like it, and maybe that's the way it needs to be. It can be a little more exclusive in that sense, and if it does take off in the way that y'all want, sure, you can make it bigger in the future. You don't want to overprint and then have all these
Exactly.
cards sitting around in your basement, being like, what am I supposed to do with these?"
Yeah, I agree. It's by a fan for fans.
Mhm.
So that was kind of like my mentality going into it. I want people to enjoy it. Um, yeah, that's about it actually.
Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and get into some fan questions because I do
Yeah, of
have
course.
a bunch. I asked in the Discord and I asked on YouTube. Some of them we've already went over because people are just interested in generally how to make the cards. I did have one that I forget. What is the material of the cards? Do you know about like what the material cards are made out of? Obviously, it's paper, but like not like
Yeah.
hot, slow grade paper. Like,
It's some of the cards are like they're different materials used for different cards.
Mhm.
Um, if I want to speak very generally, it's all made on cardstock.
Mhm.
Uh, I mean, yeah, just different kinds of cardstock, different like thicknesses of cardstock. This was also something that I really had to uh, kind of put a lot of like research and development into.
Mhm.
I bought like I've been through like two different printers when like kind of starting this process.
Wow. Yeah.
And like if you take a look around my office, I have like 18 different types of cardstock that I've been playing with and kind of
Mm.
seeing like, oh,
Wow, that's
this is
dedication. Like to go through like what is the best feel, what is the best, that's awesome.
yeah. And if you factor all of that with like cost and everything, like there's a lot of factors to consider. And I'm sure like there's still a lot of improvements to be made moving forward,
Hmm.
but yeah, like different types of cardstock, different finishes and whatnot.
Yeah,
That's the material that's been used.
that makes sense. Um, let's see. I'm gonna save the future questions for last. So Dark wanted to know why was there no Kyle Hook card when there were some other cards on there that obviously were older. So what was the decision making of like, okay, are we just taking only like 2021, 2022 people, or is it just what was the decision behind the players that got into the set?
Right. That's an excellent question. So I guess part of it's kind of my lack of knowledge of MLW prior to, say like 2018. I remember, that COVID summer when I first like found this page, found that channel. I watched a whole lot of MLW videos that summer. Just I was like, wow, only one video a week? Like this I can't do that. So I watched the entire 2017 season
Right.
to present maybe.
So that's the same thing I did. I went all the way back
Yeah.
to 2017 to figure out, all right, who is my favorite team?
Yeah, I like binged it like crazy, and then I was looking up stats on the MLW website and everything. Originally, the plan for the set was to have um, all the players from the 2021 season, so anybody who was on a roster or listed on the roster. Um, but the issue with that was after a while, there were some players who, you know, either aren't able to play or just aren't able to make it, and there are no photos of them. And you know, you can't make a trading card without a photo. Um,
You could put just like a question mark and then their name, you know.
yeah,
kind of
question mark, just like a like a generic like blank.
Your
photo.
NBA 2K like generic person that's
Yeah.
like they didn't have a picture of them, so they kind of just like generated something in there.
Oh man, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that's kind of how I started out, and you know, after looking through all of the photo files and trying to find all these players, there were just a couple that I, you know, they just didn't exist. Like I don't know what they look like, right? So that's where kind of like Kyle came in and helped me and was like, okay, instead of X player who hasn't been active this season, you should do, you know, Alex House, for instance, who was on the Seahawks in 2018, I believe. So yeah, that's kind of how I filled out the rest of the set from that point. You know, not ideal, but you know, it's just kind of how it goes sometimes.
Yeah. Another question is, how did you decide who got autographs for their cards?
Yes, it was all of the All-Stars.
All the All-Stars. Okay.
They're called All-Star autographs.
Yep.
And you know, every player who was selected as an All-Star got an autograph because you know they're there for a reason. They're selected as an All-Star for a reason because they're the best of the best for that particular season. So I thought that was a good kind of like indicator on who should get an autograph, who doesn't.
Yeah. It also helps you, like, you don't have to be subjective and take that in, like, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's that does help.
Yeah. If I had it my way, you know, there'd just be 1,000 Nick Saylor autographs, 1,000, you know, Davenport autographs. And...
Right. There you go. Yeah.
But,
Get the Gus autograph. You know, Golden Hollow would be the biggest card in right now.
Yeah, that'd be crazy for sure.
What is your favorite card that you've made in this set?
Oh man, I would have to say both the power hitters and aces are the two that I really enjoyed making. The aces are just like a very simple look, you know, it's a trading card but it looks like a playing card. I thought that was, you know, I think I came up with that idea at like 4 in the morning one night and was like, all right, I gotta I'm dead tired, but I gotta fire up the Photoshop and just put together like a prototype, kind of see what it looks like.
Yeah.
And I just really loved how it looked. And the power hitters also look great. I really like the idea of like a comic book like hero kind of like feel, you know. So two very different directions in terms of you know, what the cards like kind of signify, but yeah, I thought those are two of my favorites from this set.
Yeah.
But obviously I like a lot of them.
Yeah, I get that. I like the feeling. Also, like the packaging itself, it just feels old school, you know?
Yeah,
it feels like
vintage.
we're back like when my dad was a kid opening packs.
Yeah,
like, you know,
sure.
I have cards in my basement from my dad who has like he has a Michael Jordan 1999 sheet, like from someone who gave it to him, like his last year playing kind of deal.
It's like the '89 Fleer.
Yes.
Kind of feel. Yeah.
It's yeah, I love it.
That was like I really like how the finished product like ended up looking, but originally it wasn't supposed to be like that. So part of it was because I couldn't source a manufacturing deal for packaging. First of all, like the minimum print run for packaging like that is you know 20,000 to 25,000, and you know I'm not gonna make 20,000 packs. So that was kind of one of the reasons. The other was cost. They were asking for, you know, a really high like number, so it just didn't make any sense. You know, otherwise, you know, I don't want to sell a $30 pack of 8 MLW cards. You know, that's just really unfair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like you. I really enjoy like the vintage look. It reminds me of when I collected cards with my dad, and you know that's kind of what I really like wanted to do. uh, like kind of take my love for collecting and one of my favorite memories with my dad, and
Mhm.
hopefully like fans of MLW can also experience that, maybe even with their parents, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think like that's like the whole like goal of having trading cards to begin with. Just kind of like that rush of adrenaline. You know, you pull like a base card, but it's of your favorite player. You just get really excited.
Yeah.
That's what I want MLW fans to feel when they when they buy Patley cards and just kind of experience it.
Yeah. So, you kind of mentioned it earlier. Are you making any other cards besides just MLW, or do you plan to manufacture in any way, or you just do it for fun?
At the moment, I kind of just do it for fun.
Mm.
I do make other cards, but they're cards that I can't sell. Like for instance, I'm originally from California. I was born in California. I'm a diehard Lakers fan,
Mm-hmm.
so I have a lot of Lakers custom cards, but I can never sell those. I don't own the rights to
Right.
the Lakers logo, or I don't own the likeness to own like the ability to sell like Kobe Bryant's image or likeness.
Right.
So everything else that I kind of do is just like for fun. It's like kind of more like an artistic feel.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of where I'm gonna take Patley cards is, like we'll kind of see. Uh, there might be some talks with other like groups in the future, but right now it's just MLW, and I'm focused on what's going on in the moment.
Yes. I have two more questions. One is a funny one, and one's a little more serious. So, one, Jack asked if you want to play in MLW. Do you think you have an in now to get drafted to MLW?
um, Based on just skill alone, I don't think there's any chance at all.
Dang.
Maybe I'll head over to Brighton and just kind of show off my skills, but I think all the managers there will be like, no, this guy doesn't have it. He doesn't have any wiffle ball skills, that's for sure.
Unfortunate.
Um, if I do end up on a team, it might be for like a locker room presence kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm totally down for
The
that.
culture guy, you know?
Yeah, the culture guy. I could be a Gus or a Rudy Ramirez and just be like that really eccentric and just that
Embrace
guy that
the
everybody-
meme, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Though I gotta say, both of those players will totally smoke me in wiffle ball. I'm not saying that they're bad or anything, but
Yeah. Right. All right. Last question. So, in terms of the future of MLW, do you think that there's talks in the works for another set? Obviously, this is inaugural, but so that could mean that there's more in the future. But as of right now, do you think there will be? And what would be the best way if people want another set to support you in doing that?
Currently there are no talks for anything in the future, like after this particular set. I would absolutely love to do another one. With this draft class and everything, you got Robles, you got Sawyer Bean, and just a bunch of really great rookies, Casey Bennett, Trey Flood, and just kind of the direction that MLW is going in general is just really amazing, and there's just so much excitement around it. So because of that, I would love to do another set. Um, but since this inaugural set just released, it released last week. There's no way of telling at the moment if that's a real possibility or kind of something to think about right now. But we'll see. We'll see a couple months, couple weeks down the line.
Yeah.
In terms of how you can support Patley cards right now and in the future is just really enjoy collecting. Honestly, MLW has a really great like fan community who's just really intertwined and just really ingrained into MLW culture, and I want to introduce like a trading aspect to it. like hobby collecting has just kind of gone in a really bad direction where everybody only thinks about money and like,
Hmm.
oh, like this, you know, my LeBron rookie card and like it is worth X amount of money and whatnot.
Right.
But you know, I kind of with this set, like I kind of wanted to bring back like, oh, like I'm collecting for the fun of it, and I want to collect, you know, the whole MLW set or. Um, you know, I just really want to pull my Drew Davis card because I really love Drew Davis
Hmm.
or something like that. Um, so just kind of having that community and just kind of having that excitement around it will really help. If you really want to or if you're able, you know, purchase Patley cards. You know, a lot of hard work was put into it. A lot
Hmm.
of love was put into it. And you know, like I kind of had to do a lot of work to kind of get to this point, and I'm really excited to kind of just share that with everybody. Um, and yeah, I think that's about it. Follow Patley Card's Instagram. I will be putting up like, you know, just kind of my own personal work, like this like custom cards and whatnot. But yeah, if there's any news in the future, that's where you'll find it first, probably either there or the MLW account. Um, but yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, I think honestly, it's definitely not out of the realm of possibilities. I know that I've seen the response on Instagram and in the Discord. It has been majorly supportive, so that's good in terms of just like initial reaction. But you know, you're right. It's only been a few days. You know, you've only
Yeah,
just shipped out the first few, so you're no by means a
yeah,
millionaire currently from all the work that's been put into it. So.
right. And I understand why people want a new set already because, you know, there is no Robles card or any of the new rookies. And that's something that, you know, I really want to work on in terms of speed and efficiency.
Mhm.
Another thing is just kind of like the affordability of the cards. I know $12 isn't, you know, exactly like the cheapest thing in the world, but kind of because of the small scale production and you know I can't scale up and get like a discount and put on printing
Mhm.
and stuff like that, and the amount of manual labor that's going on to kind of put together this final product. um yeah, like it was really difficult to bring the price down because I know that a lot of MLW fans are young. um you know, if if the customer base was, you know, 30-year-old millionaires, then you know I'd sell these at $100 a pack, but
Right.
but I can't do that. But yeah, moving forward, I'm really hoping that I can scale up just a little bit and bring the price down,
Hmm.
and kind of make that more affordable and more accessible for MLW fans.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was honestly surprised they were only $12. Just knowing like
I'm glad you said that.
I really was because I look at the jerseys, right, and they're cotton, custom design, but they're still $35. Whereas like if you were getting a cotton jersey like of a main team on sale, I could go to NBA.com right now and get one for $6 with free shipping, which
Yeah.
is insane. So like I was like just the small organization, like the local kind of leagues and stuff. It's like just to do it for the small fan base we have, which is only 500K. Maybe 10% of that is interested, and then the 5% will buy.
Right.
And then at that point, you're like, what is 5,000 people? What is the affordability of that? And trying to print that many cards to supply that demand is tough to know. So
Yeah, it
$12.
really
I thought
is.
$12 was great. I was like, man, this is better than buying a shirt. I can buy 3 of these. Like,
Thanks, man.
You're
Really
welcome.
appreciate that.
So I know that has been a lot of questions on people's minds, but I
No,
think
yeah,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed talking about it. No
yeah.
problem.
Thank you for coming on. I know you're a busy man trying to ship everything out. So like
Yeah,
I'm glad I caught you this
only these
weekend.
past couple weeks and just, you know, but yeah, I'm just really excited to see where this goes in the future. Yeah, thanks for having me. It was really a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, I will put all of your links down in the comment or down in the description below. Make sure you go follow and support, like and comment saying that you came for the video. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Hopefully next year when the next set comes out for the 2023 Mallards Team Champions Edition, you know.
Oh, right.
Right.
Yeah. And, you know, and we'll do another interview next year when you have 100K subscribers.
Yeah, and I'm a millionaire, you know, in my mansion,
you know.
with my Lamborghini, you know.
You're an executive at MLW LLC.
Right. Kyle's gonna fly me in from East Tennessee, and I'm gonna be the CEO.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Get your private jet to Brighton.
Right, every day, going back and forth. All right, man. Well, we'll see you all next time. Peace.
All right. See you guys.